You're only bright
Hi.
Dagne, how are you
Hey.
doing? With not only a- I'm listening to Montgomery.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
You're doing.
Yay. Okay. Hopefully this is all set up. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you all right. Can you hear me all right?
Yes. Perfect. Yay.
So tell me, Dagne, right? That's how you pronounce your name.
It's Dagne.
Dagne, yeah? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. So what does that mean?
New day.
Oh, New Day. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
In what language?
Norwegian.
Norwegian, yes. I
Yeah.
pull you up, and Gemini was telling me that you're a Norwegian singer. And
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
and uh, you were nominated for Norway's Spellman Award as well.
No.
Okay, there's
That
another singer, I think
that
then.
might have been another.
Yeah.
There is another Dagne. I know there's like, and she just goes like by her first name.
Oh, yes,
She's
yes, yes.
also a singer, which is interesting.
And also Norwegian singer.
Yes, yeah, and she spells it the same as me. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Yes, 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 yes. I think that spells with Y, and you are with E.
oh,
Yes,
yes, there you go.
yes. So tell me, your birthday is also nearby.
Yes, indeed it is. It's May 10th.
Yes,
Yes, you're right.
I'm stalking you properly.
Yes, perfect. Indeed. I love it. I love the details. I respect the trade. Usually it's me doing that. I'm like, what's your birthday?
Actually, you have the same guitar, and I think we should exchange the guitar because you have a blue guitar and I have a pink guitar.
Oh, oh yeah, we should actually. We should. Because I saw those kinds and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I think yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
When I was in Austin, I didn't see that guitar. Otherwise, you should have changed, exchanged it. Yeah,
I know. I know.
yeah.
And it's rare that I find somebody also with that guitar.
That's correct. I don't know. People find it a little flashy, and that was the purpose behind it. And it's small, it's accessible for me.
Yes.
Yeah, but a little girlish for me, on me looks.
Oh.
So in Nashville, somebody a musician, mocked me. He said, "Whose mom's guitar is this?" I said, "I said,
Wait, what? See, I don't think it comes off that feminine. I think it's actually quite like more masculine,
I
honestly.
don't know. I mean, I find it fine, and people actually associated with my style of music, and especially Michael Jackson. But
Oh, yes.
what apprehension I had in my subconscious, like 1%, it came out true when that person, remarked.
Uh, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. You're right. Wait a minute. This is a mirror. Totally.
Okay, okay, okay. So let's start. Tell me a little about yourself and your musical beginnings.
Okay, yeah. Well, sheesh, I've loved music all through my life. As a kid, I always wanted to be a musician, or an actor. I want to do both still, honestly. But I grew up with my dad having a recording studio in our basement. And so it was always just around. Like he'd have band practice, and so it would vibrate the floors of our house. And so I just kind of grew up like every week. There's
Wow,
like music happening, and we had pianos around too, and a lot of my family's musical. So
that's
from
great.
as long as I remember, I've wanted to be a musician of my own and sing and do my own thing, though. Definitely like have my own lane.
Great,
So
great.
yeah.
I mean, it sounds like same. My daughter, I made her. I mean, she started singing when she was like 5 years old. She started singing on my originals, and
Wow.
yeah, and she was natural, and of course because of genetic memory or whatever talent, and she spends the entire day like 12 hours on headphones. She's doing her things and stuff. And her headphones are on, and she's very
Nice.
natural in picking instruments as well. She just plays melodies on piano just like that. But again, when it comes so easily, she takes it for granted, and now she's more into TikTok editing and Roblox and stuff. But I don't stop her because she's only 10. and it's time
Wow.
for explore stuff. So but yeah, but it's kind of similar
Yes.
because she also saw piano and guitar since the beginning. So and singing as well. So and then she started playing recorder in her school as well.
Oh,
And
that's
her music teacher also became friends with me because we were both into Oasis. And so
sweet.
I told him, you can come and play with me and join my band. That. So that's good. So you were brought up in Austin?
No, brought up in Cambridge, Minnesota.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, so sometimes I feel like I'm far from home. Like sometimes it does hit me, but sometimes it's like nice to be away at the same time.
Right,
But
right. Did you ever meet Prince?
no,
Oh,
I
okay.
did not. But he probably was lurking around, you know what I mean, when I was there. I wouldn't probably recognize him back then though.
Ah,
You
okay. Okay. So you spent time in Los Angeles as well?
Yes, yeah, I was there for a year in 2018,
Mhm.
and then I moved down to Fullerton in 2019. So I was out there kind of in that region for like 2 years actually, which is trippy. But yeah.
So you were doing music or film? Tell me.
Yeah, I just wanted to go out there and like see what it was about, you know? But ironically enough, I when I was living there, I was not into old Hollywood at all, and I was not into like any kind of thing like that, which is funny that it found me like after I left.
Oh, okay.
So now I want to go back more and like what I've learned
Like,
from like my movie trivia now. But when I was there, I was completely oblivious. It was very much like music,
mm,
trying to navigate that, but I didn't do much to be honest. I was kind of scared.
okay, yeah.
So
So, but you made a song, Mulholland.
yes, yes, I did. Yes, I spent a lot of time driving in Los Angeles, so
Okay. Okay.
that's why I was able to explore like Mulholland Drive. And so I did watch like some film things. I watched a lot of more modern stuff. Like I watched Nip Tuck, that TV series, and then also like David Lynch films out there too.
David Lynch, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
Crash. Have you seen Crash?
no, but I've been meaning to.
My God, Crash is the most weirdest of David Lynch movies.
Oh my God. Okay, I need to.
You must be. It's
Okay.
like a reboot of, psychology. It's a very different movie.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've been
they
jonesing for
had they
some.
had this car crash fetish, and there were groups and there were communities who were, intentionally crashing cars, and then, but I leave. I won't spoil it for you.
Okay, good. No, thank you for the inspo. I'll write it down because I'm like, I need new.
Must see for someone in a film student or anybody aspiring to be into coming into film or acting. So you have any training in film or acting or anything or no? Okay.
No, just what I've done amateur for myself. Like I like to think like in my own, I like to make my own music videos and movies and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But I've always wanted to get involved, but I feel like it'll be like the right time when I do that, if I do that. So yeah.
It's great. And same as our music as well, self-taught, taught by your dad, or how does it?
Yeah, I took a little bit. I mean, I'm classically trained in piano, so that informed a lot. And then so started off on piano, and then guitar was like seventh grade for me. Like piano was like early grade school, and then but guitar was like my own thing. And my dad tried to teach me some stuff like a little bit, but I was really stubborn, and I'm like, I don't want to learn
Oh,
from
that's
him.
great. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so I just wanted to approach it my own way. And so then in fifth grade, I really just got into like guitar tabs with like Arctic Monkeys, Vampire Weekend, a lot of that kind of stuff that I was hearing on the radio. And I was like, oh, I'll just tab it out. And so I still look at my guitar playing very intuitively. Like it's like, oh, this sounds cool. And I
Mhm.
can kind of know, I do know the chords to some extent, but
Mhm.
usually when I'm writing, it can just sometimes also just like be like, well, this is a cool progression and I'll
Yeah.
analyze it later.
Mm.
So,
Yeah. I mean, I bribe my daughter for, if she's gonna sing three karaoke songs, then she can have, 15 minutes of iPad. And but again, in the beginning, I used to play themes like Adam's Family and all, and she used to play very easily. But now, like you did to your dad, it's like it's an obvious thing. But then again,
yeah.
I don't want to pressure her because there is already a pressure because me into music and doing it for a while, and friends and the circle in New York, and so But my question was that how long you been in Austin?
Oh, 5 years
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how
So,
do you like it over there?
sorry, what?
How do you like it over there?
I go back and forth, to be honest. I
Mhm.
don't understand Austin,
Okay.
and I don't know why. I don't know what's eluding me.
Uh-huh.
Like, I pick up on a vibe that has, like, I don't know what the vibe is.
Okay.
So, but how did you like it? Because were you here,
So I
or were you
really
just passing through when when I saw you play?
right, right. I love it in Austin.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I mean I studied at New York Film Academy in Burbank in Los Angeles.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I am a film student as
Cool.
well. And not into acting but into comedy, stand-up comedy. Yeah. So and I'm also again a pianist originally. Picked up guitar. It was initially very boring, and because it doesn't sound as good as piano, in the beginning.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It is. You feel very limited because
Right.
it's, yeah.
And being a singer, strumming and singing, but I hated, my guitarist, like every singer, and I want to get out of the handicap of having him in my band. And then when I was in a band, not a solo band, but the band. But so I paid him some money, took some lessons, and that's how I got into guitar. But in Austin, I really liked it there. I've been to all over the world and sang in most of the places, performed there. But Austin was a unique vibe in the sense that people are very receptive, they're very welcoming, and or maybe the scene in New York is so tough that anything else looks good. But again, as I said, I've been to a lot of places in the world and performed at stages, a lot of different kind of stages. But I really liked it, and I made more friends there in 2 weeks than I made in 10 years in New York.
Wow. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the open mic scene is really good. In fact, Ham reached out to me, gave me, this all these things, and I was just very, felt appreciated and flattered as well. So yeah. So what is your experience like in general? I mean, what's keeping you? Because I see you performing a lot of open mics, and what's the hindrance?
That's a good question. I don't know. And that's what I've had to realize. I don't know if it's like a personal thing that I'm just working through,
Mhm.
if something in Austin, because it's definitely been healing. Like, I've written a lot here. I've gone for it here. Like, the open mic scene, like you said, I love. Like, it's really like, okay, I can just enter right away. I don't know what I'm feeling exactly. I don't know if it's just a personal thing. Like, I
Mhm.
often reflect on that. If
Oh,
it's my own gatekeeping of myself, like scared,
right.
or to like of what success would be, or if it's just like some vibe. I don't know what it is. Or if
Okay.
it has nothing to do with music. I don't think it always has something to do with music. It's like maybe it's the land down here that,
Mhm. Because I mean, you have a great voice, and you are an instrumentalist as well, and you're very confident on stage. So and people like you as well. So I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know either. No, it's like it's just I don't know. It's I you know how it is. I don't it's like one of the weirdest things to try to talk about because it's like all I can say it's a vibe. I don't know. I'm still working with Austin to like the vibe of Austin, not necessarily people. You know what I mean? It's like the city of Austin. I'm just like, what's the vibe? Should I know who you are? Should I not? You know?
I mean, they say keep Austin weird. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, but and I did stand up as well over there, and
Oh,
yeah, and I had an amazing response, and people really came up to me and bought me drinks and stuff, but which was again flattering, but what I'm trying to say is that. One time, a transsexual comedian called me a weirdo in New York, and but when I reached Austin, it was a badge of honor because they want to keep it weird. Uh,
yeah.
They say they want to get. For me, it's totally very natural because probably I'm weird. That's why. Uh,
No,
because
me too. It's nice to know. Like I feel like yeah, you can't go too far in a good way.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
and but I call it awesome Austin because the music scene, the musicians especially are really cool people because for me and it is very important for any artist to be cool, because that's the flow of energy. It has to be transparent. It has to be full throttle because otherwise if you are holding back anything or if you are elusive, then it doesn't boil up in your performance. And again, like you mentioned, that you went to LA to, I mean, I went to LA for the same reason which I understand you also went to, is just to check out what the fuss is all about, what
Yeah.
is hype all about,
Yeah, you're like, oh.
Yeah, so I studied over there, and I had this thing that I wanted to uh, experience the LA scene. But the thing is that the situation in LA has drastically changed because of the film industry undergoing this revolution about video and demand and all these apps, and the studio budgets shrinking and everything going towards Disney or Marvel or DC and animation thing, so that golden age of Tarantino once upon a time in Hollywood is not there, and
Yeah.
he's like petrified as well in the same sense that that it's gone. So I think as a creative, you can always reinvent. It's not about. It was never about budgets. I think it was always about the passion because filmmaking is a director's medium, and if that, I mean, directors have sunk a huge loads of amount of money, but some directors have, just with their passion, have made enormous percentages, many hundreds of in numbers of percentage that because they wanted to tell a story. So I was speaking to Jeb Happy, Mr. Jeb Happy, and he's studying film, and I told him, you have to, because again, the complaints don't stand in front of creativity. And
Yeah.
said it's your responsibility, as a newcomer, to come up with out of the box ideas. And in fact, I've written there is I was before you, I was interviewing Anna Christina de Silva, and she's also ironically a pianist, classically trained pianist initially, and then got into guitar. An amazing actress. She portrayed Princess Diana in one of the Broadway plays, and
Wow.
and she's a great writer as well, and a producer, and good at writing, teaching. She actually teaches grant writing. So I had this, for me, every character is a prop. That it helps in telling a story, just like costume, a specific look. So when saw her performing couple of times at various venues in Austin, I thought, she should be. I didn't know that she was a trained actress and professional actress. So I wrote a plot for her called About Time. It's about time travel in a different way, but about a neuroscientist. She was, she faced some marital infidelity, and she, tries an experiment to age reverse, reverse age,
Whoa.
and by mistake she messes up the process, and she fast forwards, and ages very fast. And
Whoa.
yeah, so yeah, so what I'm trying to say is that it's amazing that I mean, for you guys, for youngsters, it comes so easy because easy in the sense that you are so nuanced because of the YouTube. You learn
Yeah.
so fast because for me, just finding out, what are the notes in B minor is like, it was not there. We had to buy books, you know.
Yes. No, I often think about that. I'm like, I'm so blessed. As much as I love the past,
Yes.
the eras of art are there. I am so like, I'm so grateful for YouTube because you can just be like, hey, I want to create something, and then it's like, da, 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 da.
Yes, yes. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. So it's an amazing time to be alive, and the production costs are not so expensive the way it used to be, and anybody can do whatever they want and express themselves.
yeah.
So tell me this process of writing a song, because I heard Montgomery when you was joining in, and before that Mulholland. So tell me, what is the process?
Ooh, it changes, honestly. Sometimes it's I'm just jamming and playing, and then it's the music first. It'll start to like play out, and it's like a certain color, and then
Mhm.
it makes me like add words like, oh my God, this is painting the photo of or the painting of this person or this thing, and then it leads me to talk about it. Or in the terms of like my song Galveston,
Mhm.
that started off as a big time like writing on my phone, a stream of consciousness of just like processing this event, this yes, event that I went to in Galveston for
Mhm.
Jason Lee's book, photo book Galveston. But I had this like download when I was listening to Lana Del Rey's song, what is it? Off the top of my head. Oh no, what is it? It's the long oh, what is it? Oh
Okay.
no.
All right.
It's the long one. It's the her 9 minute one. Why anyway, I'll remember the phrase, but or the title, but it can come also just like as a text download first. And then later I was like, oh, I want to assign
Mhm.
chords to the text.
Mhm.
But often it could be kind of like either it's like a spiritual download to some extent, or it's like I craft it as like an ode to somebody, like a love
Right.
letter or like something. So it can either be kind of, yeah, like intentionally crafted of like, this is what I would say to you, and these are the colors I associate with you.
Right.
Or it's sometimes it just comes to you and you're like, oh my God, I should write this down. And then it's up to me to decide, I feel like, if I'm meant to keep this song or is it mine to work with, or is it meant to just go back in the ether
Mhm.
kind of vibe. So that's how I approach it, kind
Right.
of.
So it's like, in other words, you let the songs come to you.
Yes, quite often. Because I find if I try to force it, sometimes it could be the ego, like, oh, this would sound hot, or this would sound cool, or this could be whatever,
Right.
which is exciting.
Yeah.
But I know I don't want to get bit later on
Mhm.
by being like, oh, that was in haste. And I said that and I didn't really mean it because it's kind of permanent to me. Like after I make a song, like I want to make sure I can back it up to like in my whole life and also when I'm gone. So I
Right.
can leave it and I can be like, yep, I said what I said
Right.
and I don't regret anything. Because I feel like it's very, for me,
Right.
I take it very seriously in that sense where, yeah, that kind of communication means a lot to me in a song for me is like, I need to make sure I mean it. Otherwise, it's just going to be too easy to be like, yeah, flippant.
I mean, it's amazing because for you, again, for you guys, it's so beautiful that it's totally about self-expression. It,
Yeah.
because again, we used to think everything in a template format, that this will amuse this person, this will amaze this person, and like Rick Robin, the producer, he always says that there is there is only one approach to it, and it should be that you should feel fascinated about it, if you look back, and
Yeah.
because if you listen to music in 80s, especially, it was all meant to be written for specific. It was like almost marketing, that what is your go-to market, or everything was very generalized, and especially in days of pop, post disco, everything was super generalized, and it was, I mean, there were some amazing songs, because because of good producers like Quincy Jones, it used to hit right into the sweet spot. But at the same time, if if a song is embedded in fiction, then it really doesn't have that kind of touch. Especially, I mean, unless you are Michael Jackson, of course, and but again, he used to own everything, whatever he used to produce. I mean,
Yeah.
talking about Prince, it's again very metaphysical and strange that I was watching Prince today, and his concert, one in MSG and couple of one in LA as well. And I never I had seen glimpses of him. I never saw him live because he died. And but I never saw him. Apart from the music videos, because I'm from the music videos era, and so never saw him like and now saw his couple of different performances, and I was totally fascinated. I don't think so. There is any other artist who can parallel Prince in the sense that his performance was visual, it was dance, it was artistic guitar playing, it was groove in terms of bass and funk and choreography, backing artists, raps and sopranos, you named a variety of instruments. Shape of the stage, he was not into the template, front and
Yeah.
top. It was incredible. And now I'm speaking from somebody from Minnesota,
Yeah, I know, and Prince is on my mind lately, weirdly enough.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
I've
Wow.
been seeing some because I never grew up with his music. I never knew, but I was like hearing him speak now, where I'm at now. I'm like, yeah, he gets it, and I understand him more now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I always saw my most favorite I mean, people who are my influence all my life, musicians, like especially guitar players and heavy metal guitarists and people. They were fascinated by Prince, and
yeah.
I never found him. I mean, of course, he was great, but just on the audio, if you listen to Prince just on audio, he's only, I think, 35 or 40% of what he is in performance.
See, that's the thing.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
his energy and his dance and his costumes and colors, and he was a complete package. I mean, you cannot be better than that, because that combination is gone now. And then uh, another creepy thing is that sometimes I'm thinking about an artist, like you mentioned, that you were thinking about Prince.
yes.
Back like a year back, I was thinking consistently about Sinead O'Connor, and I was listening to her music in my car, and then she died.
No, that is so real though.
Yeah,
Like it's like yes,
and it
yes.
has happened couple of times, and it creeps me out that I'm thinking about this my favorite artist, and I hope he or
You're
she
like
doesn't.
no.
So, but I mean, the choreographer or the stage designer of Prince and Madonna used to be the same person, and she was really fascinated by Prince. And my aunt saw, she saw very few concerts, and one of them was Prince's. And I've met many people who have seen very few concerts, but it was mostly Prince. So I used to wonder what's about Prince, because
Yes.
yeah, because of course he was great, but he wasn't that great. But and I used to think that Phil Collins was amazing. But when I saw Phil Collins's performance, it was just like CD, just like whatever was on studio was on tape was that
Yeah.
Phil was doing. But with Prince, it's like a different level altogether. It's like 300% of what was on CD or audio. So it's amazing. And what I am saying is that because people, composers like you, who have multi disciplinary inspirations, and so they juxtapose into creating a new brand or a new flavor or a new combination of music, because music is now so much more than just bunch of chords or songwriting.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. And also like I always think that that's interesting too, the difference between the recorded material and yeah, then seeing somebody present through their body, like their energy through their body and like how they also I always think about that too when I start to feel limited. It's like, no, but the stage is such a good invitation to like present something different and new.
Right.
Like you can stay true to your song or you can like make it different. Like I always think about Jeff Buckley too in that
Oh
sense,
my
where it's
God.
like the recorded stuff is amazing too, but like when you see that live, you can really see him channel his voice fully through. And it's like the way he reinvents songs. And it's a good reminder to me, like you don't have to be like me from my classical piano thing. You don't have to be so this is just like the recording on stage. You can
Yes.
like reinvent it and make it different. And
Right.
kind of that's the point of live performance
Mhm.
anyway, I think, is to present something new,
Mhm.
you know?
Yes. So,
So
do you feel inspired by stories and movies?
yeah, specifically, and then also people that I love or things that I love.
Right,
Thus
right.
far, anyway, I'm curious where my songwriting will go as I live and evolve, But yeah, thus far, it's been a very like devotional act, I
Mm.
think, for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a sort of a an expression because poetry itself is is expression.
Yeah.
Back in the day I used to feel really light, when I used to write poetry. I mean, there is no other medium like been into music for a long time and into being a copywriter most of my life. But poetry was one thing where that balance and that rhyme used to be so cathartic, was like
Yeah.
a therapy. And but now stand-up comedy has substituted that place because it's good for your emotional health as well because all the crap that you accumulate from society you just put out,
No, what I admire stand-up comedians so much.
Yeah.
Seriously, especially Bill Hicks. Shout out to Bill
Oh
Hicks.
my God, Bill Hicks, yeah, he was amazing. Yeah, I have heard a lot of most of his material, and I know it by heart as well because when I'm going on a long drive, I just put it on Apple Music, and
Yes,
his material keeps on growing on you. It changes aspects.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, it changes the context, but it's so much fun. So
Yes.
yeah, so any plans for comedy?
No, but I've thought about it.
Oh,
I have
really?
thought about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to try. I did try Kill Tony once, I will say.
Hey, wow,
I
wow.
went and I signed up
Oh,
and
really? Yeah.
it was really great. But I I will say I thought I was like comedians scare me though.
Right.
They're a lot more intense. And I like I've heard that, but like being around comedians, I was like, it's a different waiting room experience than with like musicians. Like
Right.
I thought musicians were kind of intense or bad, like or kind of full of themselves. But being around comedians, I was like, oh, this is a different kind of level. But they have to be. I understand it's more of aggressive,
Yes.
but I love it and I respect it so much.
Yes, yes. I mean, yeah. I mean, initially, for example, I performed a couple of times at Shakespeare Pub, and people were asking me, "Hello, were you at Kill Tony?" And I had no idea what Kill Tony was. I thought it was a sitcom or some I,
Yeah.
because I was such in a rush and I was just there for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and then I did not know that Mothership was also there, and
Me too.
I was too scared to go there because I didn't even know that they also have an open mic. They do have an open mic. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, which I didn't do. I just tried to go for the the show.
Totally amazing. Yeah, yeah. I mean, next time I'm definitely going there. But you are absolutely correct that comedians are much more intense and they are much more connected with the universe, so to say. The other day there was this competition going on at they have this amazing venue over here called Tiny Cupboard. So they have a blue room and they have a pink room. Pink room is where all the shows are happening, and blue room is where we exercise. That's our gym, and that's an open mic scene. So
Oh,
one time they had this competition at the pink room, and I just went there, and I was not even shortlisted, and I just went there. I said, "What's the process?" and blah blah blah, and again that energy of the vibe of a comedian. And I was so upfront and assertive. He said, "Okay, no, no, you can go, you can perform." you know. And I used to feel intimidated myself when I used to go to venues for open mics, and I used to speak to the host, and they were like fully charged and up to it.
Yeah.
And now, I have become, the same monster and beast. So,
Well, that's good though. You gotta be.
yes, you have to be because
Yeah.
in order to charge people and program people to laugh.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about Austin, that because like you mentioned about LA, what the fuss is all about. I actually literally said, I my Airbnb had some issue, and I in the meantime I went to OPA, and I said, so I'm from New York, and everybody felt the intimidation of being from the big. And I said, I want to check what the uh, hell this this issue, this hype up is about of the live music capital of the world. And they were like, who the hell this guy is? And then played some Michael Jackson, and there was an uproar, and people loved it so much, and I was felt so appreciated. Never in my life, first because I um, created a negative vibe against myself, but I wanted to check. I wanted to have a reality test, that uh,
Yes.
what this live music capital is all about. And yes, it was a great room, and even just before you, I interviewed Sam Wolf, and that's where I met Sam Wolf. And my tripod was had some issue, and I asked him, can I use your tripod? He said, "Oh, why not?" And then after my performance, and of course, I was a stranger from New York, a bully sort of, the issue, the aspect that people get of from New Yorkers, and then
Yeah.
we're like friends, and we're still friends. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that it is good to just dive into it, into cities like you came to Austin now, and
Yeah.
there for 5 years. So did you study performing arts or music or anything?
Yes, I did actually. I studied, I mean, it depends. Like through high school, I was a accompanist and stuff, and I was kind of involved with like theater, choral stuff that way. But I also sang in choir and band and in school. But then in college too, I did study piano
Mhm.
before I dropped out because I was like, I can't be a piano performance major. It's too intense. It's ruining music. Like I
Yes.
respect that so much, but it was starting to get like this isn't fun. So then I quit that, and then I just ended up doing English. But so I've always had my I mean, I took like a theater class when I was in NYU for a couple semesters.
Mhm.
And that was really cool. So I did get
You
to
were in
see,
NYU as well, yeah?
yeah, yeah. So we get to go around town and like watch on and off Broadway plays. And so
Oh,
I always love acting and film and drama and
oh,
comedy.
Anna, do you know Anna Christina? No?
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
actually don't. I don't
You
think I'd
should
have
know. I
to.
mean, you should collaborate. You should do some theater together. She's a great writer, and she
Okay,
asked you on in some play or something.
good. No, I've
It's-
never heard of
Yeah,
her. So now I will.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I'll
thank
send
you.
you her video. Yeah, the
Please.
podcast. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I will.
Okay, good. Yeah, because I've always wanted to dabble. Like I always think of it like I've done music, but I always think of it being part of something also, you know. It's kind of everything, you know, in the
Right.
entertainment vibe. I love.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
have you seen the movie Citizen Kane, the black and white classic?
Yes.
Okay, so Orson Welles was also Taurian, and, and I think something is brewing in you. Some cyclone is generating, where you are juxtaposing all these different art forms,
Thanks.
and yeah, I mean.
Okay. Good to hear because I sometimes, when you're in your own head, you're like,
Like I said, I wrote this about time premise,
so
and
cool.
maybe Anna can blow it into a full blown script, and then we should collaborate, and you can be part of the project as well in some way,
That would
because
be
you're really
cool.
good at adapting it for theater as well. Because that's although I'm a writer, but I don't know how to adapt it, you know, uh, because there are limitations in uh, in live theater, and there is a certain way to present things, so that I don't know, but you can
Oh,
explain that. So I think you guys should connect on Instagram, and you know,
perfect.
exchange information, and